People of Earth, good evening. In times of great changes, my mission is to bring you understanding on the current events in this galactic quadrant and how they are influential in Earth's evolution into a new golden era. I am Emissary Elena Danan from Altia. I am delighted to welcome you for the 7th episode of Star Nation News. On November 24th, 2023, I received a communication via technology device from High Commander Thorhan Eredion from the Galactic Federation of Worlds, my personal contact, concerning a special meeting that was held in a base of the Galactic Federation of Worlds in the Himalayas to evaluate the current state of evolution of consciousness on Earth. Representatives of inner Earth civilizations attended, together with high-grade personnel from the Earth Alliance, the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and the Intergalactic Confederation. The results were declared very satisfying, and all agreed that if it even surpassed everyone's expectations. It really did. Despite the counteractions from the dark human organizations on Earth attempting to stop, or at least interfere or delay, the shift of the planetary consciousness into a higher frequency, leading to its liberation, the efforts of the successive waves of envoys working at the awakening of the liberation of Earth humans bore its fruits beautifully. There is now no way back, as it was proclaimed. For the mechanism of evolution has taken back its rights and its natural pace. Earth humans are becoming exponentially more and more aware of their true nature throughout the heroic work of whistleblowers, spiritual human guides, and starseeds envoys. As they attune with the frequency of truth and their own frequency, the fog of illusions engineered by organizations working for the demise of humanity is dissolving. Despite the fact that some areas on Earth are more under the influence of chaos and lower vibrations, the overall frequency of the planetary consciousness grid is shifting into a faster and higher rate. More and more each day, humans of Earth awaken and see clear, and by this attunement to higher frequencies of their true selves, they allow the whole planet to shift faster into a higher octave of vibration. The representatives from the main cities of inner Earth stated that in spite of their own higher vibrational nature, the surface of the Earth was torn by dark, lower frequencies, that they had locked the whole planet from evolving globally into a higher density, these dark organizations, for a very long time. Expansion of consciousness is the key to free ourselves from chains and illusions. We are having today a message from Counselor Anax from the Zagra Council of Alnilam. Well, today, says Anax, we have made a satisfying arrangement with the Anak Empire to refurbish the whole area with support technologies. Since the demise of the Nebu, the Anachim have shown great support. This is due to different factors. First, the Uru Anna zone is no longer opposing the neighboring kingdoms as a threat, and peace now prevails in this area. In consequence, the alliance of the six, created by the former Nebu, was dissolved, and the Sikars went back to their original homeworlds in the Thuban stars. Without the support of the Nebu, the Sikar decided to no longer have interest in the Uru Anna zone or Orion. And thirdly, the regressive faction of Anachim reptilians, followers of Yuh, who were based on Earth, was also neutralized. Emperor Anu has now liberty of action without breaking any treaty or starting a war. We are here, moving towards an abundant era of peace and prosperity. Heir of the Anak Empire, Prince Ya, asked me to pass on a message to whom he calls the believers of the ancient dogma. My dear children, fortunate children of Ki and star children, we have come to these days of revelation when you have been freed from a long enslavement. Many of you still cannot see the open window in front of their eyes. Many of you still do not see their wings, for many of you have wings to fly freely. The chains have been broken, but many of you still remain in the position of a prisoner, not wanting to see that they can stand up and walk away from the prison. The only key that forbids you to see the window, spread your wings, and walk freely without chains is fear. Fear was infused into your soul by millennia of manipulation, taking away your own freedom and sovereignty, and this global operation of conquest, sending dark missionaries all over the planet to convert the planetary population to a religious regime of fear, stage wars in the same name of his name, where he would tease all parties to violence, was the work of my half-brother, Yu, Fleet Admiral of the Kashkal, the expedition to Ki. Through time, Yu completed his agenda, creating dark organizations to control the religious sphere operation and the monetary systems, maintaining the world population in need and poverty, while his elite of religious and financial priests would bathe in gold. Religions always occur in the evolution of a society when a sentient beings start to apprehend their own environment and try to understand the cosmos. But past a certain level in evolution and expansion of consciousness, religions are no more needed. On Ki, the poisonous fear religion operation, led by my half-brother, tries to suffocate all native spiritual traditions and natural religions. The goal was to block your potential awakening. My children, you do not need religion. Your divine essence is a tear of the Creator. Your heart is the Creator's heart. Your beauty is the Creator's beauty. Your resilience is the resilience of life. Your creative power is borrowed from the creative power of the Creator, and it is love. Every each of you has this golden seed within themselves. Churches, temples, sanctuaries, must not be built of stone and bricks. For your own body is the ultimate sanctuary, animated by a soul that is the essence of Creator. You do not need priests, for you do not need an intermediary to activate your quantum connection to Creator. You do not need anybody to tell you what to do and how to do it, what to fear or what to judge. This is how they make of you a passive cattle, the sheep bending on their knees in fear that they speak about. You are no sheep. You are Creator. Abandon the chains of guilt. Walk into the light. You are the Almighty. Walk into the light, my children. The Mora Triomme from NGC 6745 have started making contact with their envoys on Earth as the frequencies are globally rising, and contact is now easier to make. The Mora Triomme envoys are to play a very specific role in the next step of humanity's evolution by revealing themselves to be guides, helping humans of Earth to find their inner voice, their soul song, the octave of their own frequency. These envoys will show naturally and instinctively how to sing the frequencies of the universe. The Mora Triomme are amphibian beings on their home world, and they communicate telepathically using encoded, modulated frequencies. There is one particular monochord sound that the Mora Triomme can produce with an organ located in their chest. And this sound is an activator. This sound declutters auras, activates DNA, and DNA is light in the cells. And it also unblocks consciousness connection to source, if this connection was severed or altered. Each of the 24 seeders have a gift to humanity. Here is the gift of the Mora Triomme. Now, my commentary is about the Himalayan meeting. When I received the communication, the message from Thorhan Eredion, he was on a high mountain in the Himalayas, and he showed me a visual. You know, we communicate via technology device, and we can interface our vision technologically. So he showed me the view. He was on the top of a mountain in the Himalayas, and the panorama was exceptional. The sky was purple pink. It was a sunrise or a sunset. I couldn't tell at the time. And I said, "Are you not cold?" Because he was only wearing his environmental suit. And he said, "No, these are environmental suit. We do not feel hardship of difference of temperature and pressure and everything, and atmosphere difference. So he was like this on the top of an Himalayan mountain, and he told me about this meeting that was happening, that just had occurred in a secret base in the Himalaya mountain. So this is not the base where the French contactee Robert L. went, was taken for a year, which is at the border of Ladakh. This one is another base. It's a base of the Galactic Federation. And this one is more southeast of the mountain range of the Himalayas. So this base is a meeting point also for the Galactic Federation to hold meetings. And Thorhan already had spent time in there, as I described in the Cedars. Well, this meeting was extraordinary because it gathered representatives from Inner Earth, and actually Inner Earth kings and queens of their little kingdoms, or big queen kingdoms, depends. I was told there were 7 kingdoms of Inner Earth that were represented. So Thorhan showed me around, and I saw a shuttle behind him, and the shuttle was beside it. There was a lady, a Tal pilot. They often hire pilot ladies, and especially Tal, because they have the most incredible skills at piloting a ship in space, and these are the best renowned. So there was a Tal lady, a pilot, just stepping out of the shuttle and looking around, very amazed by the beauty of the place. And there was another character never seen before, and he looked like an elf from Tolkien movies, actually. The Lord of the Rings, the movies made from J.R.R. Tolkien's books. And he looked like an elf, and he was bending behind Thorhan to look ahead at me. And I discovered that Thorhan was showing him a little device that was showing him on a little screen that was not big like this, very small. The broadcasting of my image and me talking and to him. So he looked at me and I looked at him, and it was funny. It was really nice. This guy had long blonde hair. You imagine the king of the elves from the movies The Hobbit, and you can imagine that type of character, very beautiful. And he had same kind of a tiara pointed on the front and long blonde hair. I didn't see pointy ears, though. He had normal round human ears. So, here we go. And beautiful clothes, I can say. Looking not medieval, nice. Not important. So, and Thorhan told me, here is, and I didn't catch the name, a king from Inner Earth. He wanted to come. I took him to come and see the panorama on the top of the mountain, because he had never seen the world of the surface in person from his own eyes. And it was a first for him. So they had given him a density belt for him to be able to breathe and be in this density, because it was a higher density. The all-wear density belts, or either environmental suit when the 5th density and 4th density people visit the 3rd density Earth plane. So he had one, a density belt, this king, and that was fun. That was very fun. So the conclusion of this meeting, in fact, was to evaluate how Earth is doing well, raising consciousness frequency, expansion of consciousness globally. They made an evaluation for the planet globally, so what they were explaining is that despite that there are some zones on Earth that have still are in war, thorn by ordeals and catastrophes and dramas and low vibration of suffering. Despite these zones on Earth, the overall globality of the planet is still raising in frequency because there are much more people, humans, awake by the truth than people who don't know. And that is the work of spreading the truth. And it's working, and it's working. And the envoys are doing a great job, and whistleblowers as well, the real ones, not the counterintelligence people. So that's what I could say of this meeting. I wasn't there, but I had the whole report from Thoron, and here it is presented. So it's great. This planet is not only the surface and the galactics among you, it's also all the civilizations that are thriving under the surface in the inner earth, what we call the inner earth, all these kingdoms. And they're also as important as you on the surface, equally important. Equally, they have their word to say because it's their planet too. So it was really fascinating to learn about this extraordinary council spread on 3 realms: Inner Earth, Earth Alliance, humans, and Galactic Federation of Worlds. This was extraordinary. And so here are the news. We are doing great. You are doing great. Continue the job. The Earth Alliance, the Intergalactic Confederation, the Federation of Nataru, and the people, the kings and queens of Inner Earth are very proud of you. Now, you're going to ask me a question. I know, in my next webinar. How do I know I am a Mora Triomme envoy? Well, to take the very well-known famous sentence from my dear colleague and friend, contactee Alex Collier, what you know, you know. He says it better than me. If you ask yourself the questions because you have a doubt, you may be one. You may be one. The particularities are you are working with sound and with the voice. You are working with, it's like shamanic voice. It's a voice a tone that you can find in yourself that can alter reality and heal. Of course, not all people who do that are Mora Triomme envoys. They are not a lot. They are not legions, okay? It's maybe a few hundreds of people of what I've got. So you feel a connection with working with sound frequency. You have a natural ability to be telepath. You are drawn like crazy to whales and dolphins and the way they communicate. You feel you can communicate like them and with them. So that's a start. But as I advised, go within and meet the being that is inside this temporary avatar. Who are you? And you will have all the answers once you connect to your true frequency. See you next week for more news from this galactic quadrant.